Let's get right to breaking news. Moderna just announced its COVID vaccine can protect kids as young as 12. Thanks so much for watching Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol. Well, this announcement this morning could put Moderna on track to become the second vaccine option for children in the United States. So the company does say it's submitting its teen data to the FDA. They're hoping the shot will be available to kids as young as 12 by next month.
The company studied 3,700 kids ages 12 to 17. Findings showed the vaccine triggered immune protection in kids as it does in adults. Participants experienced the same side effects as adults: sore arms, headache, and fatigue.
Well, good morning and welcome to Up with KREM. Again, thank you so much for being with us. This morning, we're talking about Governor Inslee making a visit to Spokane.
That's right. He plans to visit a couple of places. He's going to tour new buildings and speak with local leaders about homelessness in our community. Nicole Hernandez joins us now live from the Catalyst building, where KREM will follow along with the governor today. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, guys. So Governor Inslee will be visiting right here at the Catalyst building right behind me. He'll also be stopping by at the Scott Morris Center. He's got a very busy day, but this right here at the Catalyst building is where our KREM team will be meeting him to start that busy day. So here specifically, he's going to take a look at smart building technology. He's going to be taking a look at construction techniques and material as well. This afternoon, he will also visit the new Hope House 2.0, the new women's shelter that we featured on Up with KREM about a month ago. The governor plans to meet with local leaders to discuss homelessness and housing. Now, the last time Governor Inslee visited Spokane was back in April. He visited the arena. That was when walk-up vaccine appointments had just started. While here, he stressed the importance of vaccinating people over the age of 65.
They have a target on their back right now, and that target is a COVID target. 90% of the fatalities are people in this age group. And if you see a parent over the age of 60 that hasn't got a vaccine, tell them you love them and ask them to come down and get this vaccine.
Now, since then, thousands of people have been vaccinated at the arena, and vaccinations still happen there. He also visited Spokane back in June of 2020 when COVID cases were on a rise throughout eastern Washington. Now, we will be following this, of course, throughout the day. And so if you're interested in what Governor Inslee is doing throughout the day, you can check in with KREM.com. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Nicole, thanks so much. All right, 6:01 on a Tuesday morning.
Getting through the week, Tim.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get outside to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, it looks like the sun is rising a little bit more. What's it like outside right now?
Oh my goodness, it is downright gorgeous out here right now. It is a beautiful, beautiful start to the day. No doubt about that. Yeah, that's right, downright gorgeous, Dana Marie. It is gorgeous. Look at it, a couple of clouds over in Coeur d'Alene this morning. Up overhead, not much in the way of cloud cover. There are some clouds building off to the south. Those will continue to kind of work their way toward us. Temperatures still hanging out in the mid 40s early on this morning, but we will start to see those rise as the sun comes up. Just shy of 50 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, 41 up in Sandpoint this morning, and 50s out in central Washington. It smells nice. The birds sound nice. It is just pleasant out here. Can't emphasize that enough. We will see a couple of clouds try to lift in from the south. Some of those will dissipate as they do so. It's later on this afternoon when I think we have our best shot at seeing some more of those scattered showers and storms across the inland northwest. Those not as widespread as what we saw yesterday, but they do have the potential to be locally heavy with rain. Locally, you could see a little small hail. Locally, you could hear a rumble of thunder, and locally, you could get a somewhat strong wind gust, but really no threat of severe weather as we move through the day today. It's just going to kind of be thunderstorms. That's really about it. Not everybody gets to see them. We'll call it a 30% chance. That means we know they're going to happen, and only about 30% of the inland northwest gets to experience what they offer. For us, we might, but later on this afternoon, temps climb into the mid to upper 60s. It's going to be another pleasant day. Tomorrow, even sunnier and warmer. I'll have the details coming up in your full forecast.
Jeremy, thank you. Today marks 1 year since George Floyd was murdered by former police officer Derek Chauvin. Floyd's death led to global protests and sparked new conversations about police reform, including right here in Spokane. Our sister station in Minneapolis is at Commons Park this morning with the details.
This is where the George Floyd Memorial Foundation plans to hold a celebration of life for 6 hours today, but the activity will be put on pause at 1 p.m. Central. That's when Minnesota Governor Tim Walz plans to hold a moment of silence statewide for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. That is, of course, the amount of time ex-officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on George Floyd's neck. In addition to this area here, there will also be events throughout the city, including George Floyd Square, the intersection where he was murdered 1 year ago today. From Minneapolis, I'm Kaya Edwards. Back to you.
Time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Tomorrow, Spokane Public Schools will decide on names for 3 new middle schools, plus a potential renaming of a school currently known as On Track Academy. They received hundreds of submissions back in February and have now narrowed it down to just 3 possible names for each building. SPS had multiple public meetings to weigh community comments on those names. They're also picking mascots for each school, which will represent the spirit of the school and the identity of characteristics of our community.
A Spokane County judge sentenced Anthony Fuerte to 30 years in prison. In the courtroom, Michaela's family sobbed softly for the young woman who meant so much to them. This is some of what her father had to say.
No more Christmases, no birthdays, no grandchildren. That's the impact of murder of our Michaela. You stole a future generation of love.
Fuerte kept his head down most of the hearing, but before losing his freedom for the next 30 years, he did apologize in the courtroom.
Another arrest has been made in the fatal shooting at a Northtown mall in late April. 19-year-old Cash Hansen died as a result of that drive-by shooting. A task force arrested a juvenile in connection with the shooting in Kennewick. He was arrested without incident and is now in the Spokane County Detention Center. This is the 3rd person to be arrested in connection with the shooting.
President Joe Biden signed legislation opening the door for Alaska cruises to resume this summer. Ships sailing from Seattle to Alaska can now bypass a stop in Canada. The Port of Seattle expects about 80 voyages at reduced capacity this season. The last full cruise season in 2019, there were 213 trips. That's thousands of jobs and nearly $1 billion worth of business.
Oh, it helps a lot of small businesses, it helps restaurants, it helps our waterfront, it helps, our hotels and taxis.
The change is temporary. Senator Maria Cantwell says depending on what Canada allows next cruise season, lawmakers may try to expand it for another year. And that is your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Well, coming up after the break, you could say these guys are the GOAT, greatest of all time, literally as well. They're pretty popular every summer for a good reason.
Oh, love the goats, and boy do we need them. We've been rather dry, so hopefully they help us out. Coming up, we'll talk your chances of seeing rain today and in the days to come in your full forecast.